Welcome to Reaching New Heights with Troy Bell, the city manager, City of Muskegon Heights, where you get to know what you need to know so you'll be in the know. 1037 The Beat. I am joined here today with Jen Ross extraordinaire.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Welcoming Jen back to the studio today because we are going to unpack
Yes.
the awesome, excellent Juneteenth celebration. They said it couldn't be done again. They said it
Huh.
couldn't be better, but
Huh.
it was. It
Better,
is.
bigger, stronger, more
That's right.
organized,
That's right. All of the
more
above.
attendance. It was all of that.
Yes.
It was
And
all of
then
that.
some.
Yeah. So, of
So
course, I didn't do my show this week because it was a holiday. Come on now. Juneteenth, the federal holiday. The station was closed,
the
baby. We
station
was
was
off.
closed, but the city was open.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to work on
And
that.
some contract
Yeah, we're
negotiations.
going to work on that.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. We have been
Mhm.
talking about it for the last 2 months and the last week every day. And
Mhm.
so we just wanted to, uh, I
Recap.
wanted to
Yeah.
give Jen an opportunity to make that victory lap. You know, in the Olympics, after they do what they do and get it done, they get to take that victory lap. And so this show is about that victory lap for the people that put in the hard work,
Yes.
the blood, sweat, and tears, as we say in
Yes.
Omega Sci-Fi, to make it happen.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit for those people who didn't make it. What was Friday all about?
So
Walk us through it.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. So Friday was the Rotary Club. So this year,
The mixer.
the mixer for the
Mhm.
Rotary Club. So Rotary Club was so gracious enough to host their
Mhm.
annual community mixer, which they've been
Right.
on hold with for the last 2 years because of COVID.
Right.
So initially, this mixer is either held at Rowan Park or they've also done it at Mona Lake before,
Mhm.
but usually a little bit earlier in the year. So this year, the Troy Bell had the light bulb went off.
Bing. Sometimes it happens.
Right.
Not
And Troy actually negotiated that with Rotary and presented that to them, and they were completely on board with
Mhm.
hosting their annual community mixer as a kickoff to the Juneteenth weekend. So on this past Friday, there was free activities for everything was free.
Right.
Okay. So shout out to Rotary and their DEI committee.
Who basically pulled it together in a matter of 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes,
Right. What they
yes,
normally do in 3 months.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. Which we were a part of too. We were able to help them kind of pull the ends together and say, well, I have this resource, I have this, so don't
Right.
worry about it.
Right. It's
You
a
know,
team effort.
yeah, it definitely was a team effort. They came to the last meeting and was like, well, we still need to get this. I was like, nope, it's already in a Sam's Club cart. All we gotta do is pay for it. So
That's nice.
yeah,
Mhm.
we were literally working as a team the whole time with the DEI committee from the Rotary Club. So, and that was in order to make everything free for the
Mhm.
community on Friday evening. So free
Right.
kids activities, free food,
Mhm.
free entertainment.
We had the world famous fish fry,
The world
Councilman Smith.
Councilman Smith and that world famous
Fish
fish.
fry.
That man fried I don't know how many pounds of fish
I know he was
on
smoking.
Friday, but and sold out. I mean, not sold out, gave it all away. It was so good though.
Mhm.
Um, so we did that. We had Mr. Danny Lane out there on the grill.
And he was getting down on the grill
He
too.
was getting down. Yeah, he had burgers and hot dogs and ribs. For
Rib tips.
rib tips, yes. And then we had Curry Kitchen,
Mhm.
who so graciously came down with some buttered chicken.
Yeah. Butter makes everything better.
I guess I didn't get any.
You didn't
So
get it?
no,
Oh, you missed
I didn't
something.
get any. I opted for the barbecue and the fish. So
And I opted for all of the above.
all
So, uh,
yes. So again, thank you to the Muskegon Rotary Club.
mhm.
They really, really came together and donated enough money to make everything free
Free.
on Friday night for their annual
With a
community
capital
mixer.
FREE.
Free 99.
Right. And so
Free like Juneteenth.
yes. That's free.
Free.
Yeah, finally free. Yeah, the whole rest of the world's free, but it
Yes.
took a little while for it to get to Galveston.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, what were some of the kids' activities that were out there?
Oh, we
Talk about that.
had bounce houses.
Hmm.
My fiance Roosevelt was so gracious enough to
Mm.
do face painting out
Hmm.
there, and he did whole faces.
I know he was. That
Yeah,
was a work of art.
there was. It
It wasn't
was.
just that you run of the mill, a little bit
Mm-mm.
a butterfly here. He did the
No
whole.
stencils, all
Hmm.
freehand. He did that. So we had bounce houses, face painting. We had Home Depot so graciously had donated some kids workshop activities
Right.
from they donated them actually to Kaya's block party, and we had so many left that
Wow.
we were
I
able to
didn't realize
use
that.
them. Yeah, we were able to use them this weekend too, which they were aware of. So
Hmm.
shout out to my homegirl Felicia at Home Depot.
Yeah, she
Um,
hooked it up.
she did. She hooked it up.
Hmm.
What else
Good.
did we have for?
Snow
Oh,
cones,
yep, snow cones, cotton
cotton
candy.
candy. I know my kids were on a sugar rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the snow cones and the cotton candy, not a good combination.
Yeah, yep. And they,
Hmm.
I mean, kids were out there just like tossing the football around.
Hmm. Playing
Um,
frisbee.
yep, playing frisbee over there, shooting hoops and
Hmm.
just running around.
And then we had some music on top of that,
Oh, we
right?
had some music.
Mm.
Shout out to the infamous DJ Young,
Oh
who
yeah,
kicked it off at 5 o'clock.
yeah. He did
And
an
kept us
excellent
going.
job.
He did. He did an excellent job. He played to a very diverse crowd.
Hmm.
And everybody loved it. We saw Bob Skolnick over there cutting the rug a little bit. Him and
Wow, I'm glad I missed that.
yeah, Bob was over there cutting the rug. I looked, I said,
Right,
"Oh, okay,
right.
all right, Mr. Skolnick."
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, everybody had a really good time. So
Hmm.
DJ Young kicked it off at 5, and then all the way from Chicago and Northern Indiana, we had Fada. And this
Fada
was
Wayne.
not in the machine though. I thought he was bringing the machine, but he
Right.
brought a different band.
Hmm. He did.
But they did a good job.
They did.
Yeah, and we were out there till 11 o'clock.
At least.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
And what about that stage?
Oh, that
The
stage.
stage.
The stage was phenomenal.
Yeah.
There was so many compliments
Hmm.
on that stage. Again, shout out to Troy for hooking that up. And shout out to the city of Grand
Haven.
Haven.
Right. They
Who
made it happen.
they made it happen. They
Hmm.
brought the stage, showed the guys from DBW how to work it
Right.
because it was not just a platform.
No.
That thing was like a transformer.
Exactly.
It was like a
You hit a
transformer.
button.
Yeah, and it
Things
goes
start
zoop,
opening
zoop,
up.
zoop, zoop. Things start opening up. I was like, wow, it had lights. I mean, I'm like, dang, do glitter shoot out of it? Like, what's going on?
we might want to get the fireworks package
There
next
we
time.
go. So yeah, that stage was phenomenal. So thank you, thank you, thank you to the city of Grand Haven. This was truly a collaboration
Hmm.
amongst a lot of different organizations
Right.
to make this weekend such a wonderful weekend.
So Friday, and then right back at it on Saturday.
Right back at it on Saturday
Mhm.
at 5 o'clock. We had just a business mixer.
Right.
We encouraged everyone to go downtown and
Right.
attend
For the Black
the Black
Expo.
Business Expo
Yes.
that Lachey Simmons put
Mhm.
on. Phenomenal job.
Mhm.
Phenomenal
Heard
job.
nothing but great things.
Great things. Yes. Lachey had over 80 Black owned businesses
Mhm.
down at the Van Dyke Mortgage Center. So I was happy that I got a chance to go because I didn't get a chance to go last year
Right.
because I was at the park all day.
Yes.
But this year I kind of planned it. So,
Mhm.
we didn't have much to do that morning.
Right.
We didn't have much to do. So I was able to go down and spend some money, too much money, by the way.
Cha-ching. Mhm.
Too much. I think I had pre-ordered. I only went to 2 vendors and had pre-ordered things in them 2 vendors. I'm like, I just walked in the door.
Mhm.
Like, give me a chance.
Right.
But it was some phenomenal products down there. So, again, if you missed that, stay tuned for next year. She's already put the information out as
Mhm.
far as the day for next year. I believe it's June 17th. Next year. So
For the expo.
for the expo, yeah.
Mhm.
So you want to make sure too, if you're a vendor and you're looking for, a place to vend, a place to get your business out there,
Mhm. Get your name out there.
you sign up now, because those spots are going to sell out fast.
It's also
Um,
one time putting your business out there in the streets. Good thing.
yeah, put it out, put it out there in the streets. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, so then on Saturday we came back out to the park at 5 o'clock, just a business mixer. It was kind of
Hmm.
like a kickback. We had
Right.
DJ E Hill out there, couple of food vendors. That was Mr. Briggs Barbecue Shack was
Right.
out there. Danny Lane was back out there with
Okay.
that smoked macaroni and cheese,
Hmm.
baby.
Good.
Oh my god. And turkey knuckles and
Hmm.
yeah. So that was oh, and then we had spoken word at 9 o'clock,
Right.
hosted by Gemini the Poet and
Hmm.
Kaizen Kabir, aka Kamasi Mac.
Kamasi Mac.
Yeah.
Yep.
DJ E
So
Hill. I don't know if I mentioned him, but he
no,
DJ'd from 5 to 11
let me
on
pause here.
Saturday.
If you're tuned in and you're listening, please go to the website, click on, and if you had a chance to get out there for the event, show us some love. Put some comments in there about what you thought,
Mhm.
what you saw, how the event affected you, and what you envision being the next phase in the future. So feel
Yeah.
free to go
What you
on.
would like to see happen for next year? We
Okay.
already have some things that we know for sure
Right.
are gonna happen next year.
Right.
Um,
But before we do that,
but before we do that, we want to get your feedback
hmm,
too. So,
right.
but stay tuned for the Juneteenth choir.
Right.
There's gonna be a choir next year.
uh,
On Sunday, we're gonna have church.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well,
Again, planning on at least 3 days next year,
hmm,
maybe more.
maybe more.
We
Right.
don't know.
Well, on that Saturday mixer, we just wanted an opportunity for the businesses in Muskegon Heights to be able to come out and engage with the community engage with the businesses. So
Hmm.
there's so many businesses in Muskegon Heights that are up and coming that have been here for years and years, and those that have just been here for a minute. And very few of us know, what's going on with those businesses.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
this is a chance for us to get to know the businesses and the businesses to get to know the community, to be able to talk about jobs that are coming down the pipe, all those kinds of things. So real laid back, but
yeah. Very,
this is what
very
it's about.
relaxed. Yeah,
Relax.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So there was a very good turnout for Saturday
Yeah,
on the
quite
on
a
the
quite
heels
a
of.
nice turnout for Saturday.
Mhm.
Even the people that just rolled by and wanted to see what was going
Right,
on.
and there were plenty of
Oh
those.
yeah, plenty of that. But it's Mona Lake,
Right.
That's kind of
Mm.
how we've been doing it out there for years.
Hmm.
So,
And
um,
we have to give credit to the weather
oh my
for
goodness,
the dear Lord, good
God
Lord,
really
for making.
smiled on
I'm
us
saying,
this
right?
weekend.
Yeah, it
And he
wasn't a
definitely
tear.
smiled on me. If you could see my face
I was
right
about to
now.
say
If you can see my face, the Lord definitely made his face to shine upon mine.
bronze.
This this past weekend, my nose is peeling.
I didn't
Um,
realize you had freckles.
oh yeah, man. I am a patient right now. But I mean it was well worth it.
Right.
It was well. I'll take this little pain
Hmm.
because it was a good weekend.
And then what I call the grand finale Sunday,
Sunday.
Juneteenth.
The actual Juneteenth
Right.
holiday. And we kicked it off. We had the vendors coming out, starting to set up at 9 o'clock. We were back out there at 9 in the morning,
Hmm.
y'all. So needless to say, I'm exhausted. Okay. I
Right.
still really haven't gotten some proper rest
No.
from the
Still
weekend.
recovering.
Yeah, still I just keep going. But
I tell you what, it was the first time I really felt like I might be getting to the old man stage. I did so much
oh
walking
my God.
and running
You were
around.
limping by the end
I
of
know. Yeah.
Saturday night. I was like, what is going
My
on?
hip was
Did
like,
he fall into
nah.
a hole? What happened?
It was rough, but it was all good. Good
Yeah.
trouble.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we were back out there
Nine
Sunday
o'clock.
morning
Hmm.
at 9 a.m. Showing the vendors where to set up at. We
And the
had
vendors, the feedback that I got was this was organized. Everything was laid out.
mhm,
They knew exactly what to do. It wasn't confusion,
mhm,
and so they were impressed.
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
feedback has been
And shout out to the vendor coordinators,
hmm,
Larry Williams and Leah Newsom.
okay.
So Larry went out there with literally a measuring tool
Hmm.
and
Some spray
and
paint.
some spray paint.
Hmm.
Yeah, some chalk paint, not
Chalk
spray paint.
chalk paint.
Yeah,
Okay.
chalk paint because it washes away. We didn't permanently damage Mona Lake. Don't send
Hmm.
me no bill. Uh, um, But yeah, he went out there the night
Mhm.
before and they mapped out and
Yeah.
numbered the areas for all of the vendors to be able to set up in, and then sent an
Mhm.
email out. This is your number. So you know exactly where to go. And
Right.
then we were there to let them into the gate because we
Mhm.
were very strict on
Right.
that main drag,
Making sure the
coming in.
access was
Wasn't
controlled.
no parking lot pimping on Sunday, okay? None of that.
Mhm.
So if you weren't a vendor, you didn't get into that main part.
You,
But
you
yeah.
know what I was surprised about while we were setting up, the number of people that came through from the community and those not from the community. I wasn't so surprised about them, but
Hmm.
the number of people from the community that were like, "What is Juneteenth?
Right.
What is that all
Yes.
about?"
Which, you know, kind of makes this even more significant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Makes the education piece even
Hmm.
more significant.
Right.
Because you definitely should know
Right.
what it is.
Hmm.
So
And that's the beauty of making this a holiday
yes.
and providing that opportunity for the world, if not the community, to mark that day and time historically as a critical and important moment in time
Hmm.
for the United States
Yes.
and for people of color.
Yes. Yep.
So, do you want to tell them a little bit about Juneteenth for those that,
Well, I mean, you're the one that had like the history down pat
I wouldn't say
when we
down
were
pat.
doing the presentation. But in a short sense,
Hmm.
Juneteenth came around because in 1865, the
Hmm.
last soldier or the last cap colonel
Hmm.
um, rode into Galveston, Texas, 2 years after the Emancipation
Right.
Proclamation was signed to let the slaves in Texas know that they were free.
Hmm. The war
Um,
had been over
the war
since
had been over.
April 9th in 1865.
Yes.
And
Yep.
like you said, the Emancipation Proclamation was 2 years
Two
before that,
years before that.
1863.
Yeah. And so, in reading some more of the history myself, I learned that some of the people in the southern states that were
Right,
in the Union states actually thought Texas was going to be a safe zone,
right.
right?
Because it was a republic.
Right. They thought Texas was going to be a safe zone. So they picked up their property, meaning their slaves,
Right.
because that was their property.
Hmm.
And they moved to Texas because they didn't want to lose their free help.
Right.
So
Free, free labor.
their free labor,
Right.
so they picked up their property and they moved to Texas.
Took all the
Um,
enslaved people with them
yep,
that they
took
could.
yep, and settled in Texas thinking that they were going to be untouchable,
Right.
and you weren't.
Right. Took them
So
a minute to
June
get out there.
19th, June
Hmm.
19th, 1865, is when the word finally reached Galveston, Texas.
Right. When the
Um,
Union Army got out there and
yep,
said, "No, no more of this."
no more of this.
Hmm.
No, this ain't right.
Right. And
So,
so, even though Independence Day for the United States was 1776
hmm
for our country, Independence Day for our people, people
hmm
of color, wasn't until June 19th, 1865.
1865. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So that's the short
Hmm.
version of the
Right.
history of Juneteenth.
So much more out there
Yeah.
to that's included and wrapped in that. And I
Hmm
encourage everybody, if you have a moment, to Google it and read
hmm
about it, because it is a the gravity of that situation with regard to a whole people, but the
hmm
gravity of that situation with regard to an entire country
Yes.
is important.
Yes.
So on that Sunday, um, the vendors were out there at 9 o'clock. Everybody was
Yeah.
setting up.
We were setting up, and the first band went on at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
So we got it cracking
Hmm.
right after church. And then one thing I want to say too is there were families out there with generations in
Yes.
the family.
Yes.
I think the Johnsons, like I rolled up on them
Hmm.
and they were deep. And I'm like, it was either 5 or 6 generations out there. Because
Right.
they brought their dad out there, kids, grandkids, great
Hmm.
grandkids. I mean, I was just like, this is so dope, you know.
And
So
I see a
like
comment there from Ms. Mary Bird that she enjoyed it. The family enjoyed it. They made it a whole family
it was
event.
a family event.
Just
It
like you said.
definitely was.
Hmm.
And again, on Sunday we kicked off. We had three bands
Right.
performing on Sunday, as well as our very own DJ
Oh
Q89,
yeah.
keeping the party going in between setups,
Mm-hmm.
and also running the sound. So Mihan, he
Yes.
worked.
Oh yeah.
He worked on Sunday. He came out and helped hook up the sound, made sure everybody sounded good and
Mm-hmm.
nice and tight out there, and just did what he just jumped right in.
Now I got something else to say about that too, because
Okay.
he did an outstanding job, and I'm sorry that we didn't get a chance to give him credit,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we had the bands, we had vendors out
We
there.
had vendors. We
So,
had more activities for the kids.
mhm, bounce houses
Bounce houses,
again,
snow cone machines
right?
again, cotton candy. We had a mobile gaming unit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't get a chance to check that out. My kids were
Yes.
over there.
Oh yeah, mine were too. But a mobile gaming unit.
Hmm.
Shout out to Erica Bell,
Hmm.
who definitely worked with
Oh, I
us.
like that name.
Erica Bell, who definitely worked with us for this weekend to get that gaming unit out there. And
Right.
so if you went inside this trailer, there were, I believe, like 6 televisions
Hmm.
with different types of gaming units hooked up to them. So you could play the Wii or the Xbox, not the Wii. Yeah, was it a Wii or a PlayStation? But she had different gaming units
Hmm.
inside this trailer, and it was nice and cool. It wasn't hot in
Right.
there. She had like a leather
She put that
booth
trailer
seating.
together.
That trailer
It
was
is dope.
dope. It
Yes.
was so dope.
Hmm.
So shout out to her and her business. I would look her up on Facebook if you can, if you're
Right.
interested in like doing something like that for your kid's birthday or something.
Right.
Her name is Erica Bell, and she has it's called Mobile Gaming Unit, but there's a name in front of that, which is slipping my mind right now.
Who did the bounce houses?
Caprice Oliver.
Okay.
So everybody knows her as Rough Rider Pre.
I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah, well, she's a rough rider. She's a
Oh,
motorcycle
okay.
rider.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
But there's a whole story behind that too.
okay. Well, I don't know it, but she Rough Rider Pre,
Uh-huh.
Caprice Oliver, and came through at the last minute.
Hmm.
The young lady that we initially had booked
Right.
wasn't able to do it, so I called Pre literally on Thursday.
So that's what community is all about.
That is,
And
that
she
is.
brought some generators that came in
Yes,
handy
she
on time.
did. Oh my gosh, she was so
Right.
prepared,
Right.
and did it all with a smile on her
She
face.
did. Yeah.
So thank you, Pre,
Hmm.
for like helping us out in the jam, girl.
Hmm.
We was in a jam on
Right.
Friday night.
But it all came together.
It all came together. Well,
Mhm.
we wasn't in a jam. We later learned
Yes.
it wasn't our fault.
Right.
But she really did come through for us,
Hmm.
and was like, well, just bring it to the house when you get done
Hmm.
tonight. I do need it for tomorrow. So we was at her house at midnight dropping off some generators. So
Good deal. Good
yeah.
deal. So we had 3 bands. We had the
Mhm.
DJ. What were some of the tables that were lined up out there? Some of the
The resource partners,
right.
oh wow. Let me. I don't think I could pull it up,
Mm.
but we had Hackley Community Care out
Mhm.
there. We had Muskegon Area Intermediate District Library.
Mhm.
We had Health West.
Right.
We had various candidates
Mhm.
out there,
Running for
because if you
office.
know, this is an election season.
Get
So
out the vote.
yeah, get out and vote. We had a couple of different political organizations
Mhm.
out there. Muskegon Win was one of them, and
I thought Dana was going to be coming out, the attorney
she
general.
canceled at the last minute. Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't
that's what
find out
happened.
until the day of.
Mhm.
But she did cancel at the last minute. So hopefully she'll be stopping through Muskegon
Okay.
at some
I hope
point.
she's okay.
Yeah. Jennifer Benson was here last week with Muskegon Win. So
Mhm.
um, if they know what's good for them, it's an election year, they'll make their way to Muskegon,
Right.
because our votes definitely matter.
Yes, Muskegon matters, and especially Muskegon Heights.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so the grand finale of the event, to piggyback off of last year, was the fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, before we talk about that, though,
oh,
Troy, let's
okay.
talk about these other bands.
Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead. Mhm.
Because we had the Core,
Mhm.
which was a nice jazz
Yeah.
ensemble who traveled from Detroit. who were so
Detroit.
excited
Mhm.
to come to Muskegon. They had never been here before.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they had never been to Muskegon before. So they were really excited to come to Muskegon. And then if you check their their Facebook page, which is Fire Jazz 3000, you'll see all their videos from because they shot like live videos while they were performing out there. So you can go check out their performance. Um, that they did on Sunday.
I like their sound.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. They did like some urban jazz. They did like old school jazz.
Right.
But no singer, just music.
All instrumental.
All instrumental.
And to be there looking out on the water with that beautiful weather, I mean, that was just relaxing.
It was.
That was soothing to the soul.
Yes, it was. So they kicked off everything on Sunday, and then followed by our very own Unique Soul. Straight out of Muskegon.
Right.
Did a great job.
Always good.
Yeah, always good. Kim and Unique Soul came through for us starting at 6:00. Right. And played everything we love from Anita Baker to some old school. Yeah. So they did a great job. And then
Miss Coffee said, I'm sorry, Miramore Coffee says it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Des. Yeah, so then after that we had Mr. Joey King Tut Watson,
Alabama.
Alabama. Straight from Huntsville. He's actually from Muskegon.
Right.
Graduate of Muskegon Heighs High School. A lot of people know the Watson family.
Right.
Out here. So he brought out his family. They had an area where they were just kind of kicking back over in the corner.
Some guitar.
Yeah.
Fox.
Big Daddy Fox. Yeah. Big Daddy Fox showed up and brought his guitar.
He got down
and got right in there.
Like,
I didn't expect that.
Right.
Yeah. He brought his guitar out and him and Joey jammed.
They did.
They jammed, and we had the Honorable Judge Pittman introduce Joey because they had played together before. So if you know, Judge Pittman is a saxophone player.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if you know he's a brother of Omega Psi-Phi.
He's that too. I'll leave that to you to discuss.
Esteemed.
But he is a sax player, and him and Joey played together before, and I think went to school together, if I'm not mistaken. So he came out and was out there most of the day. He was out there most of the day, and he came out and introduced King Tut to the crowd.
Nice introduction.
Yes, it was.
Right.
Yep. And then he performed and did a good job. I mean, he is all about the crowd engagement, and getting the crowd hype. And, I told him when I talked to him before, I was like, hey, this is a family show.
Make sure
you keep it clean. He said, I'm going to try my best.
Right. Don't
and
lapse.
I'm okay with what he did.
Don't slip up.
I'm okay. And then the grand finale was the fireworks.
So, and this is what I wanted to say. If you got a chance to see the fireworks, what we did a little bit different this year, a lot different, was we added music to it.
Yes.
So the fireworks.
It was a whole different feel out there, right? With the music playing and the fireworks going off above our head. I don't think you'll ever get like that up close and personal professional fireworks display.
Right.
And I was just so happy with the amount of people that stayed and brought their chairs out.
Right.
And we were just all sitting there like a nice community.
Right. Coming together. Yeah. The fireworks company, they said that last year that we would not be disappointed. And this year they said they could top last year. I didn't think they could do that.
Oh, they did. I got a chance to go talk to them as they were, wrapping up and packing up and cleaning up.
Right.
And I said, did you guys hear all the cheers and applause? And they were just
cars honking their horns.
And all four of them were just smiling ear to ear. And I was like, well, put us in the book for next year,
right?
Because we're gonna do this again.
And that must be how Santa Claus feels, right? I mean, everybody loves when you come. They love what you leave behind, right?
And hate to see you go.
Exactly. Yeah. So, But what I do want to make a point of, the music selection was put together by our
Hmm.
own DJ Q,
Yeah, DJ
and
Q 89.
yes, he did a
He
fantastic job.
did.
You know,
He
I
did.
was a little iffy. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to hear what it sounds
Right.
like.
Yeah.
And
But no, he did. Everything was clean. It was
yes, hmm
um he did like a lot of come together songs.
right,
You know what I'm
and that's
saying?
what
We are family
we
and
are.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hit that hard.
That's it was that type of vibe.
It
So
was,
it was
yes.
phenomenal.
So I definitely want to make sure that everybody knows that he put that together,
Mhm.
didn't charge for it, wasn't
Mhm.
any money involved. He did it for the community,
Yeah.
and he did a great
He
job.
did. He
Mhm.
did.
So, and that finale, right?
Yeah.
That was hidden.
Yeah, it was.
Those little white things, those sprinkler things. That's something I'd never seen before. So that was new.
Yeah.
They didn't
I
have that last
know.
year.
They didn't.
No, they did not.
No.
So,
Those were nice.
hmm
Yeah.
so
So of course, before we go any further, Troy, things like this can't happen
right.
without proper sponsorship,
Mm,
right?
okay.
So again, y'all know I if you tune in to
hmm
Making Moves Mondays, we've been talking about Juneteenth for the last 3 weeks.
hmm
Every Monday.
Right.
Like, and I told them the first week, like, this coming up weeks, all we
It's
talking
all
about is Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, right?
So don't ask me, can you be on the show? Yeah, if you're talking
hmm
about Juneteenth.
hmm
But so yeah, we definitely want to send a huge, huge thank you to all of our sponsors. We
hmm
have
It's a big list.
it's a
Mhm.
big list.
It's lots of love.
The West Michigan Lakehawks,
hmm
ADAC Automotive,
Right.
Muskegon Area District Library,
hmm
Age Well Services,
That's right.
Muskegon Civic Theater, the Community Foundation, my friends over at Country Cooking, Trinity Health,
hmm
Tyler Sales, Rare, Muskegon Win,
hmm
United Way, Rotary Club of Muskegon,
hmm
Progressive Democratic Women's Caucus,
Okay.
Hackley Community Care,
Saw them.
DTE Foundation,
hmm
Consumers Energy,
hmm
Bowen Heating and Cooling,
Okay.
Brianna T. Scott and Associates,
Yeah.
Ready Rental,
hmm
Web Chemical, Shoreline Staffing,
hmm
The Mart Dock, Parmenter Law, the City of Muskegon Heights, and of course, 103.7 The
27.
Beat.
The beat.
Yeah.
Right. It's a long list,
That's
but
a long list.
that's
And
what.
then in addition to that, we also had some personal donors, that
Right.
gave to
Individuals.
yeah, some individuals that gave um as part of, either organizations or gave to the rotary mixer
Right.
to make sure that that went off
hmm
just fine.
And then a huge partner the first time around, Little River Band of Ottawa Indians.
Mhm.
And despite the bad news that they got during the week,
Oh wow, yeah.
they went ahead and broke off a check too at the end there. So
This year?
yes, they did. They came back around and broke off a check
Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
because it was last minute.
Okay
Yeah.
then. Listen, you
Yes.
know what that's called? A seed for next year.
Right.
That's what's up.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
So
wow.
lots of love.
Lots of love.
hmm
Lots of love.
Right.
So yeah, next year we've already, like I said, started
hmm
putting some new ideas out there
Right.
and seeing how we can incorporate those things and seeing if we might need to add another day.
Right.
We might
hmm
need to add a Thursday something
Something like
in
that.
the evening.
And something we did a little different this year was the parking.
Oh,
Uh,
that was definitely different.
yes. Yes.
That
Last
was
year
definitely different.
we had people turned away
Yeah.
because we didn't have enough parking in there. So
Yes, yes.
um,
And we made sure this year too that we didn't disrupt the neighbors.
right.
Because people were concerned about
hmm
people parking on their
Right.
lawns and all of that. So
Up
we
and down
made
the
sure
streets.
we utilized a great deal of Mona Lake Park
hmm
for parking.
There were people
Um,
that said, I didn't even know how big Mona Lake Park was. People who have been coming for years that didn't realize how big it feels once you get towards the back.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we almost every inch.
Yeah, yeah, we utilize
hmm
except the parts that were fenced in.
Right. The baseball
We
field, so
utilize all of the other parts.
basketball court.
Yep,
hmm
yeah,
All right.
yep.
So that was something that was a little bit of a change, but thank goodness that we were able to do that. I see Mo Sain in there, downtown area, Muskegon Heights. Oh, okay,
It's not a
not
social
social district.
district.
Yeah, he texted me and
It's
said, make sure.
not.
So I mean, Chief Sain was gonna join us today and be on here with us because a huge part of what was successful was the presence of PD, presence
Yes.
of the state
Yes.
police, and
Hmm.
they did a great job being visible, being out there, and nobody will write about the fact that nothing happened.
Not one
Right?
incident.
Not
Not
one.
not one teeny
Yes.
fight.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
And so I think that's we have to give credit to Chief Sain and the
Absolutely.
relationship that he's brought to the table
Hmm.
as chief with the community, and the partnerships that he's developed with different organizations like the Guns program,
Hmm.
the work that he's doing with together with Guns and at A Street Park and
Hmm.
investing in the community. All those steps, activities, initiatives bear fruit like this.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So part of the victory lap was Chief Sain joining us here today, but he had a conflict, so he couldn't make
Okay.
it. But at least I know he's tuned in,
He is.
and he wanted to make sure that we said that downtown is not a social district,
Downtown Muskegon Heights is not a social
which
district.
means you can't
You
walk away.
cannot,
Go ahead.
you cannot
Cannot.
walk around
Hmm.
just drinking the Patron straight from the bottle,
Hmm.
which I see all the time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can't do that. Let's respect our community.
That's right.
Let's just have some respect for it.
Hmm.
We shouldn't get up on Saturday morning and Sunday morning and it be littered with trash.
Right.
Especially when there are trash
Everywhere.
cans.
Everywhere.
Um so yeah, let's
Yeah.
just have a little bit more respect. I know,
And love for the
and
community.
love. Yeah, I know, people talk about what the Heights needs to do first and what, well, let's respect it first.
Right. Right.
Let's respect it and just not trash it.
Yes.
Um,
Let's love it. And if you love it, you respect it.
mhm.
And if you respect it, big things happen.
Yeah.
And I'm nobody's saying you can't have a good time,
Right. No,
but
oh, nobody's. I definitely won't tell you that.
love having a good time. This weekend, we all had a good time.
Yes.
And that's another thing. Yeah, we did have to pick up some trash here and there,
Yeah.
but by and large, with the thousands of people that were out there,
Yeah.
there was very little trash
It
out
was
there.
very little.
Very
It
little.
was very little. And
So,
shout out to DPW.
mhm,
I
that's right.
listen, those boys,
You stealing my thunder now.
those young men,
they they
they worked.
they did.
They worked.
They worked
They
hard.
complained about the free food I gave them, but you know what? I love y'all nonetheless. So
Right.
when I went out there, I want to tell you, Trey, when I went out there Monday morning,
Mhm.
because I went, after any event, I go check it out, make
Right.
sure, see if there's anything I need to do.
Mhm.
So I went out there and DPW was already there
Mhm.
and they were already working. And when I got ready to leave, they said, because I took them some donuts and stuff, and so gave them like some of the stuff that was that we had left over.
Mhm.
They said you could call us for any event
Mhm.
that you do.
Right.
So I was like,
They
"Aw."
did. They did a fantastic
They
job. I was
did.
proud of them,
Yep.
and I appreciate Pastor Guy,
Pastor
Reverend
Guy.
Guy,
Yep.
who leads the Public Works Department,
Hmm.
and what they were
And
able
he
to
also
accomplish.
just jumped right in too. When
Oh,
he
yeah.
came out on Sunday night, he was out there with a flashlight directing
Mhm.
traffic. Uh,
Right. That's his job.
yeah, he was out there
Right.
directing traffic. He just
Sure
jumped
enough.
right in,
Mhm.
along with Councilman Jenkins.
That's right.
He
Mhm.
was manning the VIP gate.
Right.
So,
Keeping them straight.
yeah, him and
Mhm.
Miss Janet, manning the gate down there and just making sure that everything on that
Mhm.
end, ran smooth. So, shout out to Councilman Jenkins and Pastor Guy
All right.
for their leadership.
Mhm. Yes. So just quickly, Ms. Bird had a question about trash cans with bags, and the majority of the trash cans do have
They did
bags.
have bags this
Right.
weekend.
Some of the
Um,
cans over by the pavilions did not,
mhm,
because we were focused on the ones that were in the primary area. But
mhm,
yeah, that was an oversight. So we that's how we were able to move the trash as well as we were, because
mhm.
they were bags, and we moved them to out of the cans to another
To
area
another
where
area.
they could be dumped from there. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Hmm.
good point.
Yeah. And
And
Miss Rhonda
go
said
ahead.
it felt safe to attend and bring the family out to enjoy all of the events. Thank you, Miss Aubrey.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Aubrey.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So, all good
All
and
good.
feel good.
Yeah. Nick Charlo
Hmm.
says Life Align, love the fireworks display. Awesome job.
Life Align Inc. Yeah.
Life Align Incorporated. Yeah.
Hmm. That's good.
Um,
And that's the thing, fireworks, everybody can enjoy that,
mhm.
especially when you do it on that scale.
Yeah.
Because I know the folks
And
on,
hopefully our neighbors over there in Northern
I was just
Shores.
about to say, on
I
the
ain't
other
gonna
side
steal
of the
your
lake,
thunder. Go ahead. Go ahead.
the folks on the other side of the shore, I'm sure they enjoyed them too. They got a
Hmm.
chance to see them. And,
Yeah.
the city council, Northern Shores, has said that they want to partner on future events.
Okay.
We weren't able to get this one in exactly right, but they definitely said they want to do 4th of July and Juneteenth in the future. So
Okay.
this is something to bring communities together because Muskegon Heights is the city of
Friendly
friendly people.
people. Yes.
There you go. All right.
Yes.
So that is the weekend, and we know
Hmm.
there's some things that next year bigger and better. Next year maybe an extra day. You know,
Perhaps.
choir maybe.
Definitely.
Right.
Shout out to Erica
Mm-hmm.
for that vision. And she and Brandon Davis talked about that this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, this is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it, Jen.
They got it.
They got it.
Yeah.
I
Because
said, well, less is said. I'm not.
right.
I won't worry about it.
Right. Let them take it.
So yeah, let's stay tuned for that, and then maybe even some sermonettes from
Mm-hmm.
different pastors. I would love
Well,
to have church
we
service
had
out
said
there.
in the beginning about possibly having a prayer
Mm-hmm.
celebration, so that's
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Right, incorporating that in,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a beer tent.
Definitely a beer tent next year.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna get started even earlier this year. So we
Hmm.
started this year at the beginning of March. So this year we are starting in November.
All right.
So we will make sure all the paperwork is in and we are set to have everything that we want to have in place.
Hmm.
And shout out to the sponsors who have already said put us on board
Right,
for
they're
next
ready.
year.
This is going to be the Juneteenth spot on the
On the west side of the
west
state.
side, the lakeshore.
Yep. Yeah.
And comments from Stephen Owen, Stephen Kwan Darkins. Hello from Chicago Hyde Park, Muskegon native here. All right.
Hey, hey,
Hello.
Steve.
And comments about this, reminding folks about the Muskegon Heights of old.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
So,
Even with the pavilion, people talked about how they remembered the pavilion being open and
hmm,
concessions and
right there you go.
things like that out
Maybe
there.
next
So
year,
maybe next
God
year.
willing.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Ms. Aubrey making the point that there were many people there from other communities outside of Muskegon Heights, and
There was.
yes,
Yep. Yep.
folks that were coming in just to enjoy the celebration of Juneteenth, to
Mhm.
enjoy
Mhm.
Muskegon Heights, to enjoy Mona Lake Park.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's
Right.
all about.
So I'm just so happy that,
I am too. I don't think when that last firework went out, y'all,
Mhm.
I was in full blown
Tears.
tears. I was in full blown tears. Like
And it was dark.
I'm a G. Like
Mhm.
I don't cry a lot, but I was overwhelmed.
You cried last year too.
I did cry last year. Uh, so this event makes me emotional.
Mhm.
But I mean full blown
Right.
tears, just
Mhm.
so happy that everything came together so
Right.
nice. And even the people that want to take the time this week to talk about like Larry, he's like, well, we need to talk about what we can improve. There,
Mhm.
it's already in
Motion.
motion.
Yeah.
Everybody is already, their wheels are
But we got it
already turning.
started. We got it
Yes.
started.
Yes.
Every year we take it to the next level.
Yes.
You tweak this, tweak that.
Mhm. Y'all, a headliner too. Who? Let me know who y'all think
That's a good point.
you would like to see
Headline.
headline the show for Sunday.
For Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know, Muskegon,
So,
so we can try to get some money
right.
for them.
And I get worked up because that was the vision that I had when I came here to interview for this job. When I got down to Mona Lake, fireworks on the water.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to see that come together
Mm-hmm.
and see you make that vision happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it could not have happened without you, Miss
Yeah. Well,
Ross.
in that first year, we didn't do it on the water. We did it at 8th Street and immediately
Mhm.
outgrew
Right.
8th Street Park.
Mhm.
So,
And Kaya and
yeah, Kaya.
Rotary all together. So,
Yes.
well, that brings us to the close of our show here. And we appreciate everybody that was able to log on in the comments. What is it? Chief Sain says, please don't bring the big dogs next year. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that,
You know how people are with their fur babies nowadays,
right,
you
fur
know?
babies.
Yeah.
Big dogs, little dogs. It's no dog park. But
It's not a dog park.
right.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be stepping in
Mm-mm.
yesterday's newspaper. So,
No.
yep, good point, Chief Sang. Appreciate it. So, and thank you to the whole community for
Yes.
supporting this. For those people who didn't think it could happen, it happened. And for those people who supported making it happen, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, that wraps up our show here today and reaching new heights. This is what it's all about, taking it to the next level, elevating Muskegon Heights. And so thank you for tuning in to the show where you get to know what you need to know so you'll be in the know.